So Caitlin Clark had her first Team USA sessions today, and we are going to be talking a little bit about what the coaches and obviously Steward, who is running the Team USA program, have said about it. Because at the end of the day, it's an important one. This is important. Look, Caitlin's a lock. If we're being completely honest here, Caitlin's a lock. When you had Dawn Staley essentially saying they fucked up right before the Olympics, that they fucked up by not bringing her, like, you kind of know she's a lock, regardless of the obviously the fanfare. You're bringing her anyway, but like, for me, she is I don't know if she's a lock to start in the World Cup. We'll see in the games in March, but she should be a lock she's likely going to be a lock to start in the Olympics in 2028, because by the time the Olympics come, like, the likes of Jackie Young will be in their mid-30s. Caitlin will be 26, so it'll be one of those things where she's in her prime. But let's take a listen. So this is Cara Lawson talking about Caitlin Clark. Let's take a listen right here to what she is saying. She is the head coach of the team.
In one day, but what did you see from her so far? Have you had conversations with her about how she can, continue to kind of get acclimated to USA basketball after being off for a while?
Yeah, so this is the first time I've coached Caitlin or spend any time with her was today. She's a terrific player, really locked in and focused. The conversation I had with her pre-practice was that this is going to be one of the most fun experiences she's had, because everyone at this level loves the game, like a lot. And when you're growing up, in high school, not every player loves the game like you love it. And then you go to college and not every player loves the game like you love it. I'm talking about like the elite skill, the elite competitors. Then you get here and you're like, whoa, there's more people like me. Like, this is fantastic. So I just want her, just like all the other players, to enjoy the experience, enjoy being with like-minded people. And I thought she looked good, on both ends. And I thought, that she hadn't missed a beat. So I thought she looked good tonight.
No, it's only
So that's a positive thing, hearing the coach, trying to have some sort of relationship with Caitlin Clark, and also saying she looked good, because in fairness, from what we've seen, it does look like she looked good. She didn't look, to be fair, they're not going to show her looking bad. Team USA are not going to show her looking bad. Like, they're not they are not the type of organization that is going to try to make a player look worse than they are. Not like the league itself in a lot of situations.
Talking with Caitlin before, she was saying that she's literally leaned on you as throughout this process and, in general throughout her career. With her getting back on the court, what have you seen from her, again, day one, but what have you seen as she kind of gets reacclimated to basketball?
Yeah, I thought she looked great, right? I mean, here's a player that didn't get to play this summer, all in, didn't get to play a lot of basketball really in the last year plus. So for this to be the first day back, she looked great. The things that are going to be hard is always the conditioning part. It's really hard to get in basketball shape without playing basketball. So I'm sure that's going to, come as the camp comes. But she looks great regardless outside of that. And the other thing is like rhythm, right? You got to find your rhythm. And, I'm sure everybody saw that one step back in transition she had. So the rhythm looks great. But more than anything, you want all these players to just be around each other.
And yeah, that's one of the big things where obviously Steward mentioning that the conditioning is not really there. I think we can kind of expect, I know some people won't, and some people expect Caitlin Clark to be at 100% all the time and conditioning to never be an issue, but that's just not realistic. That is just absolutely not realistic whatsoever, because at the end of the day, conditioning is something that you can't, it doesn't matter how much you try to replicate it, you can't. You absolutely cannot replicate you cannot replicate game speed. You cannot replicate game reps. Even this training camp is not game reps, but it's a lot higher. It's a lot higher level. Like, no matter what, even if you try to make practice harder in a game, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't. It just, in general, it doesn't happen. So it's good to see Steward saying that. And look, it's good that Caitlin has somebody that she can lean on in Steward. Obviously, there is a relationship there already. And when it comes to Caitlin here, it made me smile quite a bit. I really did feel like myself out there, so it's pretty satisfying. And that's, for me, that is the most important thing. It's not about, when it comes to Caitlin, it doesn't matter if she makes, like, the way Caitlin plays, she's going to have stinkers. Like, she is not the type of player that is going to play 44 good games. She might, for every stinker Caitlin has, she has a generationally great game. She'd have 1.5 generationally great games. She'll have 3 great games for every stinker she has. Healthy, that is. And she's not somebody that's going to go and destroy and kill you every game. But even if she's not playing well, even if the conditioning's not there, if she feels like herself at any moment, that's important, because I don't think she felt like herself last year. You could see it the way she was playing. I've always said this about Caitlin. When Caitlin starts forcing, she's really bad. Like, when she starts trying to force the action, she does bad things. She does dumb things. When Caitlin lets the game come to her and just plays her game, gets her hand on the ball a lot, can push the tempo, has people running around her, she's the best player. She can look like the best player in the league. And I think the only reason I'm not going to go as far as to say Caitlin isn't arguably the best player in the league right now is just consistency. And the problem is again, Stephanie White, her system takes her out of her rhythm. But when Caitlin gets into her rhythm, and it's a couple of quick touches, throw ahead passes, look left, look right, shoot when you're open, be able to go left, pulling into transition out of nowhere. And because she has that ability to pull in transition, the defense has to guard her from 30 feet in transition, leaving wide open lanes for runners. Like, Caitlin just being Caitlin and what she is capable of doing. You even heard it in her last game when she got injured for the rest of the season. She was absolutely terrible till the fourth quarter, and then in the last 5 minutes outscored the Sun by herself. And Tina Charles at the end of the game was like, well, that's our fault. We let Caitlin heat up. It was like, if you let Caitlin heat up, you lose. It's as good as, she basically just said, well, yeah, Caitlin was Caitlin. We let Caitlin be Caitlin. That's why we lost the game. And Caitlin, people will be like, oh, look at the stat line. She had a stinker. And even at the end of the game, Tia Charles was like, well, Caitlin's their offense. Caitlin's the head of the snake. If you don't, I remember it was Seattle. I think they beat Seattle, and Caitlin had a really bad game. And Skylar Diggins was like, I mean, we did a good job stopping Caitlin. Caitlin's the head of the snake. Like, normally when you stop Caitlin, you win. We just didn't. But it's like, that's the thing. When she feels like herself, it's good. And in fairness, having Sue Bird there is good. People are like, oh, Sue Bird's going to screw over Caitlin. No, she's not. No, she's not. Like, people are like, oh, Sue Bird's telling coach to play Caitlin over Paige. No, she's not. First of all, Sue Bird's giving her advice. I don't think Sue Bird's picking the starting lineup. Second of all, Sue Bird has described Caitlin Clark as a mixture between her and Diana Taurasi. Like, I'm not saying that there's a major preference there between her and Paige. At the end of the day, Sue Bird's job doesn't depend on UConn connections. Sue Bird's job depends on whether they win the World Cup. And this is the first time ever, whether it be the World Cup and Olympics, that there was a team, realistically since Lauren Jackson's Australia, that have a puncher's chance in France. France, Spain, and Belgium have a puncher's chance against America. It's never happened before where there's 3 teams, and you have to go and show. Like, if you don't show up, one of them heats up, they can get you. Just like in the men's, you have to be on top of your game, and it looks like, in fairness, they're getting the players there. It's looking like they're trying to be, at least. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.